What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, there was a really weird set of events, specifically with Vegeta. He was randomly teleported to a planet called Earth, one that Bardock's actually been to before, and it just so happens that the Dragon Balls are here, exactly what they needed. But now that Vegeta's here, they gotta get to him, and they gotta get the Dragon Balls. And we ended the last part with the Saiyans arriving on Earth. What's gonna happen next? We'll be seeing all that and more in this part. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of the series. Anyways, let's pick it from here. Grandpa Gohan's there. Or I guess really we shouldn't call him Grandpa Gohan because he's not anyone's grandpa. So Gohan here. It's weird to get used to, but Gohan greets Bardock and Kakarot. Seeing them, he immediately recognized the two, and he's glad to see them. Not only to see that Bardock's okay, but that kid that he found before. He's grown up a bit. I mean, he's still small. He's still a child, kinda, which is weird because it's been a while since he saw him, but he just guesses that Saiyans age differently. And Kakarot actually does remember him. I mean, Saiyans have really good memories, so it's nice to see this guy too. The guy that basically saved his life because otherwise, well, he would have been destroying the planet and someone would have probably come along and tried to kill him. And everyone else meets the rest of the Saiyans. All the humans there get to meet up with them. This is technically an alien invasion, isn't it? It's kind of freaky. But at the same time, I mean, Vegeta's been pretty cool. A little cold, but pretty cool still. And he did help save them after all. From what they could tell, the Saiyans aren't really great people, but these guys, they're kind of exceptions. I mean, look at what happened with them. They learned all about Frieza and everything that's been going on with the Saiyans, and why specifically they decided to come here. Besides just getting Vegeta back, they also did want to find more of the Dragon Balls, if there were any sets anywhere else. They didn't even know there were any on Earth. They would have looked here right away because Bardock already knew about this planet, but it's great that they're here. Of course, they're going to have to wait a year, but that's fine. They know the Dragon Balls are here, and everyone can trust each other, it seems, which is great. So, while they wait for the Dragon Balls to come back, what are they supposed to do? They could wait here or go somewhere else in space, and it's not really worth the trip back here after how long it took. To be fair, too, this planet is much nicer than the planet that they were on, and they could use a nice change of pace. This is a developed place, and it seems decently peaceful, compared to all those civilizations where people are just constantly at war and whatever. Not that this place is perfect at all, but hey, they can see it working here. And the humans are very inviting. After Vegeta helped save them, and Gohan's prior knowledge of them too, they're fine with the Saiyans staying here, especially after everything they've just been through. When the Earthlings think about it, they kind of did them a favor because they didn't know about this Frieza guy. Who knows, he could have come to Earth eventually and taken it over. And they definitely wouldn't have stood a chance. The Saiyans are fine staying here as long as they have good places to train. And Bulma says she could help, especially for her new boyfriend. Vegeta's still weirded out to hear that he's a boyfriend, but he's also kind of into it. He doesn't know if he likes this Bulma woman, but kinda he does. It's gonna work out, don't worry. Anyways though, Vegeta did mention before that the gravity here on this planet is weak, and she remembers a tidbit bringing it up. Well, if the gravity here is weak, why not increase it? She can create a room probably that changes the gravity for everyone. Oh, that would be great. They could train 10 times gravity. No, not just that. She can make it go even higher. She could probably make a room that makes 20 times, 30, 40, 100 times gravity. So it would be even better than what Planet Vegeta was like. And yeah, they'd definitely be up for this. That would be a really cool and efficient way to train. They didn't realize the humans were actually this advanced. Of course, they've seen crazier stuff, but this is a really good idea. Hopefully it works out, and it does. Bulma's able to make the room, and everyone begins training in that. Kami's also intrigued by the Saiyans. He judges them. Well, he looks into their minds and stuff, trying to sense any sort of evil within them, and of course, it is there. He knows their history. They were pretty upfront about it, especially Vegeta. But he could tell now, something's changing within them. They do have that maliciousness within them, it's kind of inherent. But they also are becoming good. It seems like they're fighting for a noble cause, which they are. And their mission has been accomplished. Right now, they have no ill will. Even Vegeta softened up a bit, which is surprising because he only just recently joined the rebellion. Seeing Frieza die really helped him out too, but also being on this Earth for a while, it was nice. As for training, the humans do kind of want to join, such as Krillin. But the training for the Saiyans is way beyond the level of anyone here. He even tries to train with Kakarot and Granola a bit. They're kids and they're kind of around his age. Krillin's definitely a lot weaker compared to them, but they do like training with him. He seems pretty smart as a fighter, so maybe he can teach them a few things. And it will benefit Krillin too. Krillin's got kind of a weird outlook on the Saiyans here. This is kind of shown in the last part, but he actually kind of admires them, especially Vegeta after seeing everything he's done. You also gotta remember, Vegeta literally just saved his life too. If Vegeta weren't there, Tambourine would have killed Krillin. He might not be the nicest or softest guy, but he's good. Krillin likes him, and his power, it's insane. All the other Saiyans are just like him too, and apparently Vegeta's not even the strongest. That Bardock guy is. And that same guy, Bardock, he could transform. His hair turns golden and his eyes turn blue or something. And he's crazy powerful when he transforms. They've never seen anything like it. They've seen transformations, but not like this. The rest of the group actually starts admiring the Saiyans too, which is funny because no one ever really admires the Saiyans, because they are genocidal maniacs after all, or at least they once were. But now, they're completely different. This rebellion, it not only helped them defeat Frieza, but it changed them as people. Even the harshest of the Saiyans, at least the ones that are still alive, Vegeta's a perfect example of this. Imagine if he was teleported here to Earth before he joined that rebellion and saw Frieza defeated. Earth would have probably been blown up instantly, as long as Vegeta had an escape plan. Jokes aside though, the humans of course don't know how much they've changed truly, but the Saiyans do know. It's such a weird path for them. They never would have thought they'd end up here. Well, the fact that they're alive at all is crazy too. Not just surviving Planet Vegeta's destruction, but also killing Frieza, or at least taking part in it. And as I did mention, the humans are obviously way behind in terms of training, specifically Krillin. This also kind of puts things in perspective with how strong the Saiyans are. Pair the two and you see what I mean, like look at the story here on Earth. It's still pretty early on, we're not even at the 23rd World Tournament yet. And we already have someone who's a Super Saiyan, and the rest of the Saiyans are really powerful thanks to all their great training and such. They're years ahead of where they should be in terms of strength. And even if they weren't, the Saiyans would be strong regardless in comparison to the humans, but I digress. As they wait for the Dragon Balls, the training gets more and more intense. Utilizing gravity training is actually pretty great, and they're able to work their way up pretty quickly. In the meantime, this is a great way for them to get stronger. And actually, being here instead of on that planet that they were on, this is better. Of course, they do have the resources too. They did bring their healing pods and such, just in case. Combine that with more intense training here, and the prior knowledge and experience and power that they got from fighting Frieza, and you got a pretty good combo. This of course really helps out Krillin too, and Roshi's glad to see his student grow so strong. Gohan's just amazed too. Same for Kami. He keeps an eye on the Saiyans just in case, and it seems like they're pretty much okay. Even if Krillin ended up training with him, he even acknowledges that training with the Saiyans was probably better for him. Look how strong he's gotten. Oh yeah, and Vegeta and Bulma do end up together. Vegeta's a little weirded out first still, but eventually he does warm up to it. The two blend together pretty well. I mean, we saw this in canon. Even though this is earlier on, Vegeta has softened up a little bit thanks to the rebellion. He's still pretty harsh, but if anyone could tame him, it would be Bulma. And after all this time training and waiting, the Dragon Balls eventually do come back. So they go on a nice little hunt. With the Saiyans there, it's actually pretty easy. They're so fast that they're able to fly around the Earth really quick. And that's another thing, the fact that they could fly too. They've seen people fly before, but the Saiyans do it so efficiently. And it's something that Krillin's able to pick up on. And probably Yamcha too. I am going with the idea that Yamcha's still training here and probably would end up with Roshi at some point. So whenever I've been saying humans in this video, I'm referring to Krillin and Yamcha. Tenshinhan and Chaozu are pretty much out of the picture, due to how everything has changed so far. Tangent aside, they all gather the Dragon Balls, and then they summon Shenron. It's amazing for everyone to see this dragon. Briefly, they did see the one that Minato summoned, but they were kind of far away and it was in the middle of a big fight. They're seeing this one up close, and he's different. It's Shenron. This is insane. They can't believe what they're seeing. And they were worried that they could only wish back one person at a time, but no, they can actually wish back the entire group at once. Oh yeah, and short note here. So I know Shenron can't bring back a group of people if they've been dead for more than a year. It would probably have to be one at a time, but just to make things simpler, let's say this happens. Who knows, maybe Kami could have upgraded the Dragon Balls, Shenron's feeling generous, something like that. There's been crazier wishes made in the series, so this isn't too outlandish. And also, come on, Shenron's not gonna be that strict. It's been over a year, but like a year and a month, not like multiple years. We'll let this slide here. Anyways, Shenron grants the wish, and everyone's brought back. Although, obviously they're not gonna be brought here. They're revived at the place they died, on that same planet that they fought Frieza on. Oh, so they can't actually confirm that anything happened, but they trust his word. I mean, it's a giant dragon that just appeared out of thin air, so they can't say it's wrong. They didn't account for this though, but whatever, they were gonna go back there anyways. At least, some of them were planning to. Obviously, they want to see the rest of their group and all, but some of them are actually deciding that they want to stay here on Earth, specifically Vegeta. Honestly, he doesn't really care about sticking around the group too much anymore. Yeah, it's nice being with the Saiyans and all, especially training with them, but here on Earth, he has better training facilities already. Plus, his girlfriend's here, so he wants to stick around. It's so weird seeing Vegeta be like this, but Vegeta frames it so it mostly seems like he just wants to stay here to train. Also, he mentions the Dragon Balls, saying that he wants to get immortality, but that's not going to happen. It's really for Bulma. It's a weird decision for him too, but also consider the fact that there's no Frieza left. He's not working for an army and he has no obligations. And since Frieza's defeated, why does it matter if he stays here and trains instead of out there? He can do whatever he wants. And he does make a good point. As for the rest of the Saiyans, they decide they're going to go with Bardock. Especially Raditz because, like I mentioned before, he does want to take this opportunity to get to know his family better. He's gotten to spend some good time with Bardock and Kakarot, but Gine, he doesn't really know too well. He probably knows her better than Kakarot, but he also had this entire year with Kakarot here. And again, he doesn't really want to take these things for granted anymore, especially after what I mentioned before. But there is one person that makes a really surprising choice to stay on Earth. It's actually Kakarot. And Bardock wonders why he wants to do so, but Kakarot explains, well, it's kind of like what Vegeta said, training here seems fun. And as weird as it sounds, he's kind of found a friend in that Krillin guy. But also, part of it is his rivalry with Granola. Wait, what? Why would staying here help that? Well, he feels that a different kind of training would actually help him. That's another important note that I hope you guys remember here. Kakarot and Granola have been rivals for a while. They're around the same age, have been training together, and are around a similar strength. And Kakarot feels this will benefit him best. Imagine if they have an all-out battle later on and Kakarot gets so much stronger than anyone could have imagined. Of course, he's working towards Super Saiyan. And he does have Vegeta here too. He'll come back and visit his family eventually, but for some reason he feels like here on Earth, maybe he could learn a few nice things. Yeah, the Earthlings are weak, but they're definitely knowledgeable. And Bardock acknowledges this too. Yeah, Kakarot's right. It might be an odd choice, but he respects it. It's very good for Kakarot to be independent too, and unlike Raditz, he spent enough time around his family and the other Saiyans. As for Raditz, it would be a change of pace going with the Saiyans, but for Kakarot, staying here would be a change of pace. Vegeta and Kakarot check if anyone else wants to stay, but everyone else just decides to go back. They'll find some other place. That's on Bardock's mind right now. He wants to find a more permanent settlement for the Saiyans. I mean, maybe they could come here and live here amongst the Earthlings, but that would be kind of intrusive, he thinks. Also, they've been very hospitable for them for the past year or so, and he's very grateful for that, so he doesn't really want to go beyond that. I mean, they've also been living out of Capsule Corp. It feels kind of wrong. They could find their own place out in space. A new permanent residence of the Saiyans. And at that point, Kakarot and Vegeta can come find them. Of course, they're not going to completely create the Saiyan race again. That's pretty much impossible at this point, but there's gotta be a place for them to stay. Somewhere that they can call home for the rest of their lives. And beyond that, obviously Bardock does want to go back too. Seeing all of the squad mates that have been revived, and most importantly too, seeing Gine again. They came all the way here to Earth for them after all. And with his connection to them, he's not going to miss the opportunity to see them again. So for now, Kakarot and Vegeta are going to part ways with the Saiyans. The group says their goodbyes, wishing each other luck. They don't know when they're going to return, but it will be eventually. But for now, Kakarot and Vegeta are going to start this new adventure on Earth. Probably not together, but they're still going to be on the same planet at the same time. And they will be crossing paths. And it's weird. Vegeta actually doesn't know Kakarot too well. Maybe this will be a better chance to get to know him. For a low-class warrior, especially one that's the son of Bardock, that same guy that was so strong, it could be interesting to get to know him better. He's still got a lot of room to grow. And he wonders, was Bardock a fluke? A low-class warrior getting that strong? Was that just a one-time thing? Or is that something that's going to happen again with Kakarot, maybe even Raditz too? Who knows? Only time will tell. Vegeta resumes his training in the gravity room, while Kakarot, he finds a new place to go to. Krillin feels like he might enjoy the Turtle School. And hey, maybe later on they could even go see Kami. This type of training won't be focused on pure strength. That's what Vegeta's focused on right now. As for Kakarot, he wants to get Super Saiyan like his father, and he feels that maybe this would be a nice way to get it, going a different route, looking more towards technique and such. It's a weird choice, wanting to become a better martial artist. But hey, no one's gonna knock him for it. And with all those strange developments in this part so far, this is a good spot to leave off for now. So, what did you guys think about this video? Or what do you think is gonna happen next time? Be sure to drop a like if you liked the video. It helps out the channel, and if we hit that like goal, I'll continue with another part to the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel, including more parts of the series or any other videos like it. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.